Hey folks, Jonathan again. Machine number 2. What we have here is what we thought was a 1914 Leblond. It's a 16-inch lathe with it's right around 30 inches between centers. I think we found out it's a little older than the 1914, but we've got serial numbers just trying to figure them out for sure. But this is a machine that gets used quite often, and it's a real good machine for quick turning. If you just chuck something up and go with it. Of course, it's 3-jaw chuck, self-centering, and belt drive. It was originally a 3-phase machine, and another one that I'd gotten 15 or more years ago, so before the phase converter. So I actually put a single-phase motor on it, and it's worked fine. It's, I think, a 2 horsepower, and haven't had much trouble with it. I went through it when I got it and done quite a bit to it. But kind of a funny story on this one. I actually found this in a junkyard, and it was laying on its side, and it was busted up pretty bad. But I guess the guy at the yard thought I was kind of crazy for wanting it, and he didn't even charge me for it. He told me if I was going to fix it, I could have it. So now the most of the handles was broke off the front, and this of course was a temporary handle that I had put on it. I had to shorten up the nub there on it because the shaft was broke off flush, and I just put that on years back temporary, and just didn't change it because it worked fine. And you can see this one's broke off, but we went ahead and we use it like that, and works great like it is. And I will show you the repair that I done on the cast iron. That's the main support for the motor, and when it fell over, I guess it had broken off, and I'm sure that would be enough to scare most away. But just preheated it and welded it with nickel, and you can see it all the way around, and that's a lot of weight to be hanging, but I've had no trouble at all with it. And but it was actually going to go into some junk cars and get crushed, but another day or two and it would have been. But I got really lucky on it, and it, like I said, it works really good. Never done any threading with it, and just do a bunch of bushings and anything I need turned that is smaller. And well, 16 inches is pretty good size, but it don't have a big through hole or chuck. So, and this machine evidently at one time was traded into the Niles Bement Pond Company, and because it's got a miscellaneous department tag on it, and I'm assuming that maybe this was traded in for a different brand lathe, and they resold it. I would assume that's why that tag is on it. But I've actually got a Bement lathe that was built way before the Miles Bement Pond Company was put together. So, and I'll show you it later. But this machine, it's not as rigid as my Handy, but it's good for turning. You start parting off something pretty big, and it's rough on it, but it, like I said, it does a good job. And I did manage to get the steady rest for it when I got it, and there was no tooling with it or anything like that. And I just put it together. This would have been my first lathe, and I didn't operate a lathe that anybody else owned before then, so this would be the one that I done all the learning on. And thank goodness it's a belt drive, because if you mess up it, you know, it don't tear stuff up. So I definitely recommend, if you're gonna start out with no guidance from anybody, to be careful. But and you can see my wall here, there's a hole, and when you put a lathe against the wall like this, and if you're going to turn a long piece, that's the quick way, I guess, of some area. I think I've done an 8-foot shaft or something and through the through hole, and I just ran it out the wall. So, but you can think about that when you set your lathe up. Like I said, this one I believe is a little older than 1914, but we're gonna try to find out for sure. But you know, it's not really that important, I guess. We use it, so, and it gets used, you know, usually a few times a week. So you know, it don't do a lot of sitting itself. So, but that's it. Any questions, just let us know. We appreciate it, and until the next one, thank you.